The law is an ineffective way of solving the epidemic of cyberbullying. So what can be done? How do we defeat it and eliminate it from our schools? Welcome to PA Voter Information Network. This is Larry DeMarco, your host. Do you watch my YouTube channel but haven't subscribed yet? Why not now? It's easy and free. Just click the red button and the bell right beside it, and you will be notified of all new content. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. In part 1, we discuss the different types of cyberbullying. In part 2, we discuss the ways that the law and schools attempt to legislate against cyberbullying. In this episode, we will discuss parenting and education as the best ways to control cyberbullying as a plague to our society. A review of the statistics on cyberbullying shows that it's a problem that commands society's attention. According to the Center for Disease Control's biannual study of high school students in 2009, I know it's a little dated, still applies. 19% of Pennsylvania students were bullied on school property in the past year. In 2013, it appears that almost every district fails to report. Only 4.5% of the Pennsylvania public school districts, which is 20 school districts, reported bullying impact more than 1% of the students in their student body. The nature of cyberbullying, as it contrasts to regular bullying, is that it casts a much wider net and causes much deeper pain. The particular nature of digital devices allows the cyberbully to have no accountability and to remain anonymous, which widens the amount of bullying that you will have in society, in addition to having more extreme behavior and more severe injury.
Cyberbullying seemed to emerge very quickly. Neither the public nor the parents nor the education system or the legal system was really prepared to respond.
It's so easy for kids to bully with the unlimited access that they have to digital devices, with the lack of accountability that they're held to.
How many people in this room have ever been a victim of some sort of internet harassment? Somebody spreading rumors about you, a bad text? Raise your hand.
And there's a subculture of YouTube, MySpace, Facebook, texting, and she had showed me some of the stuff that she had written. I had no idea.
You know, if you think about that anonymity component, you know, people will say and do things anonymously that they would never say and do to somebody's face. So that really opens up the potential pool of cyberbullies.
So what's the solution? The school and the legal system have no good, easy solution on how to handle the cyberbully. John Vandenburgh discusses that the best way to deal with the problem of cyberbullying is to defeat the problem as the community. It can only be controlled by the group identity of kids supporting one another.
What we needed to do is we needed to create a group identity. And so what we sat back is I started looking at, how do gangs gather their power? Why are gangs in Southern California and California continue to on the rise? When we pumping so much money and effort into them, why are gangs? And so there was something positive about this dynamics of gang. And when you started sitting down and talking to kids would continue to get into gangs for the sense of belonging, the support, the family. And so I sat back and said, well, can we take that same angle? Can we create a family on campus where it represents every kid on campus, and we create a group identity and let that group identity push the movement? So, what we did is we created the PLUS program, Peer Leaders Uniting Students. We created an identity that serves as this motto of kids taking care of kids. And that identity is not a moment in time, it's a lifestyle. And so, on a campus, here in Southern California, we've got 54 high schools and middle schools doing the PLUS program. Every one of those schools has a team of students that have been trained in how to facilitate activities, and these activities are conversations amongst their peers, sitting down and talking about the critical issues on a campus. What are the critical issues on our campus? How do they impact you? How do they impact us? And what can we do about it? You're not in this battle alone. It's about us. And so we started seeing this group identity take shape, that now you're part of something bigger than yourself to go tackle these critical issues. In doing so, it puts a platform on the table that kids can come on a regular basis on a high school or middle school campus and talk about the issues. It's facilitated peer-to-peer. And as part of that, at the end of it, they become part of Plus Two. So the identity is a self-replicating community of kids who are now taking care of kids. And I'll ask the question, all right, show me another theater on a Friday night where we're going to have a couple hundred kids that are committed to addressing this issue of cyberbullying on a Friday night. These kids should be out, but they're committed to coming here.
The lack of accountability of the cyberbully increases the importance and need for the bystander to be responsible, proactive, and conscientious more than ever before.
In terms of cyberbullying, it is something that has changed the way schools function. So 10 years ago, we weren't having conversations about Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Now, kids sometimes don't have a face, don't have a name. They're becoming more and more bold. So things that were once upon a time dismissed on the playground now become threats and create emotional problems and create social problems. And I think that it is weaving, cyberbullying and social media is weaving into everything that we do, from lunch to math class, from recess to bus rides. Everything is impacted by what happens on social media. And unfortunately or fortunately, we don't have a bubble around any school to prevent that. So these kind of conversations are so important because, again, it forces us to have a conversation about what's happening and how it makes us feel.
Starts with one person, one word, one post. This is the reality of cyberbullying. It's not physical, it's personal. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A cyberbully isn't just one person, it's hundreds. A bystander becomes more than just a witness, they become the bully.
This fatal cycle can only be put to rest one step at a time. And it all starts with you. It can end with one person, one post. Be more than a bystander.
And speak up for the victims of cyberbullying.
The message is, as a bystander, you don't just read, laugh, and forward online material about a bullied individual. Rather, take a stand. Email or message the bully and say, stop. This is not right. You are wrong. It's about breaking the chain, supporting each other rather than perpetuating the vicious cycle. This is to be done group by group, school by school, and district by district as a society. Most of the clips shown in this video series came from the movie Submit the Documentary. Meet the producer, Les Ottolenghi.
I made Submit for two reasons. One, I'm in the software business and I understand online technologies. I also understand that young people are using these technologies as part of their lifestyle, a digital lifestyle. The second reason that I made this movie is because I'm a father. And I came home from work one night, turned on the local news, and saw the story of an 11-year-old boy who had been cyberbullied and then committed suicide. I thought about my 1-year-old son, and I turned to my wife and I said, this can't happen again. This can't happen to anyone else's child. This can't happen to our child. So I made this movie to make sure that these wonderful and powerful technologies that can be used in very good ways were not used in bad ways. I made this film so that all of you that are watching it become aware and are not bystanders. My goal for Submit is awareness of this vast topic called cyberbullying. For parents, for civic leaders, church leaders, law enforcement, and educators to learn more about how they can help protect our children. My goal for this film is to make sure that everyone who sees it becomes active and is not a bystander and is able to stand up to this social problem.
If you want to host a screening at your school or your classroom, go to www.submitthedocumentary.com for more information. Or contact me, Larry DeMarco4 at gmail.com, host of PAVoterInformationNetwork.com. I would be happy to host one for you, provided that you are in Delaware County, Philadelphia County, or anywhere near that 5-county area. This has been part 3 of a 3-part series. If you like this episode, please click the like button, forward this link to all the friends on your contact list and Facebook friends, or to a teacher, student, or school administrator, and comment at the space below. I welcome your feedback. Signing off. Tune in next time. Bye for now.